Welcome back, guys.
Hello, everybody.
It's another good one. An exciting week or exciting day, I should say, because we're recording this on Thursday, the 19th. Is it 19th?
19th
Yeah.
today, yeah. 1 week
And
till Christmas.
this is prediction right day. It's the Superman trailer came
Nailed
out.
it.
So there was a teaser, I think, a couple of days ago for it, wasn't there?
There was a teaser yesterday. No, see this. You got it right. You said that they dropped the trailer this week
Yeah.
before Christmas. You were right. And then we had a little fart about what the poster would look like.
Yeah.
And we were right about the poster. And then yesterday they dropped a teaser for the trailer.
That's right. Yeah.
Actually, it's not even a trailer today. It's a teaser today.
Yeah, that's right. It was it's teaser, which I mean, a long teaser. So,
A long teaser.
but
Yeah,
still.
I think it was long enough it could be a trailer, and there's enough in it that, as usual, I don't want to see more
Yeah.
because, like, we went through this one. I don't know what you feel about it. We haven't talked about it yet,
Yeah.
but like I've watched it more than once now, so now I kind of like, oh, I see this, I see this, I see this.
I would say it was enough. I'm kind of with you. I don't want to see any more. Are you going to watch any more? As in, if there's a trailer, or they usually do 3 trailers, don't they?
They usually do, yeah, because we're December. It comes out July 11th.
So they'll spread that out.
They'll do. I think there's the Super Bowls in between that, and if they're smart, they'll drop
Ooh.
a Super Bowl
Yeah.
trailer.
Yeah.
Because that's the most bang for your buck. Like,
Yeah.
you're paying $1 million a second, but you're getting every American in the country is going to watch it. All around the world, people watch it, and I think they're in like February, March. That's when their Super Bowl is.
I think it's definitely. I think it's February, and I would say that might be even trailer 1, and like that'd
Yeah,
be
I think that'd be your trailer
yeah.
1,
Yeah.
and then you'll have another second trailer in like May, June. Like
Yeah.
6 to 8 weeks out. Like, this, a marketing point of view, 6
Yeah.
to 8 weeks out.
Yeah.
Everybody came here to talk about the trailer. We're talking about the marketing of it. But
Yeah.
I think the reason we talk about the marketing is because it's clearly the way they've built it from this teaser alone is like, this is a big deal.
Oh.
And it is a big deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Well-
the start of the DCU.
Yeah. It's the.
They're hyping it up. They're making it big. It says it in the teaser. It says, it begins.
Yeah. But a couple of we should go back to the beginning of we should go back to the poster. Like, as in, they started it with a poster, didn't they? And
They did,
and
yeah.
we had some predictions on the last podcast about that as well, and we kind of got it right, didn't we?
Yeah.
So
We got our little fella here. Little soups here.
I want to
Thought
say
that's what
that
it should just be. It wasn't even that hard a prediction. Like, we know enough that like that's all they could really do without it being
yeah,
either that, or I think our other option was doing the Indiana Jones painting, like with all the heads, like you said, is like the
oh
the,
yeah.
that'll probably be the poster later, but yeah, the one that came out with all the colors, and it was a moving poster. It was like a little
Yeah,
digital music score on it and everything.
moving poster, and then the words "look up," wasn't it? So,
Yeah.
look up. And then, interestingly enough, which you said, is they got rid of the legacy part. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even really know. I think they've done that slowly, but Legacy's gone now.
So
It's
yeah,
just-
that's what I was going to bring that up. Is like, where did the legacy come from? Was that an actual thing at one point?
At one point,
yeah.
it was called Superman Legacy,
Oh, okay. So
and that was right back to. I remember distinctly that James Gunn, he was making a Superman movie. He never said what it was called, and then he showed his script, the front page of his script,
yeah,
and it says Superman Legacy.
okay, right.
And that's what he was calling it from
Yeah.
that point onwards, and now it's just Superman.
Yeah, they must have done. I mean, he could have just changed it, or I wonder if they did some screeners, and as the film actually got filmed and shot and everything, maybe they like changed their mind and they were like, actually, let's just kind of go simple, simple
Yeah.
as best, just Superman. So
Technically, there's never been a movie called Superman.
so
The
what,
original Christopher Reeve movie is called Superman the movie,
the movie, okay, right?
Yeah.
So
because that was 1978. So
Yeah.
yeah, they had to really make it.
So we had the poster, which we kind of the movie poster, which I enjoyed. I thought, I enjoyed. It's just a
I
screen,
enjoyed it.
it's
It was
just
the
a
best
screenshot.
poster I've had all week.
Just a screenshot. I like the vibe of it, the colors in the back. I liked it moving. I think the bigger thing from it, and this is what kind of opened up and started to make me see like maybe where this film was going, is the music. So
Yes.
they're using the official, like their take on it though. Like it's not the official soundtrack, but it's the hum, the rhythm.
Yeah, and you love your music, so I know you caught it that it was it was the original John Williams, but it also starts with like a sort of Man of Steel kind of rhythm, and then it goes into the little bits of notes at the end of it.
I think you start to. I think the last like 10 seconds of like the clip that they showed. This is the trailer, just on the poster. It starts getting into the actual main theme, which I thought was cool. And I read somewhere online, which I thought this was kind of cool. Again, everyone's speculating. Everyone's kind of saying it could be this, it could be that. But someone mentioned, wouldn't it be cool if that was his mother singing that? And that's
the choir part of it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a kind of cool take on it. Again, we're going to hear all these cool things and be like, oh yeah, that's a nice touch, and then none of it's true. So
no, it's the bane of modern fandom of like, everyone can have a good idea, but you can't have all the good ideas in the one thing. It doesn't work. And if you get the good idea that happens after the fact, and they're like, "Oh Jesus, why didn't we do that? That was such a good idea."
You'll always get that, won't you? You'll always get someone else would have mocked up a poster or had a one-liner on it, and you would have been, "Oh yeah, why didn't we just go down that route?" kind of thing. You know?
Why didn't we think it? Yeah, exactly.
Someone compared all the Superman movie posters to date. So it had the original Superman the movie you mentioned, and then it had, I guess, Superman Returns, was it?
Mm-hmm.
And then Man of Steel, and then the one that we've got now. So they had all the launch posters to it, and Man of Steel was the one that was the most different because it was much darker. I think it was him just with his arms.
It's him in the handcuffs. Yeah.
So it does go to show you like the tone that DC had or has been going with it has been quite a lot darker, and this one is definitely along the lines of what we've been chatting about. It's James Gunn, it's fun, it's colourful, you know. But that anyway, that just kind of confirmed it. I think the poster, the music confirmed it. But then we got a teaser trailer. What did you think of, of what was going on?
I have to go first on this one?
Well, I mean, sorry. We had a teaser for the teaser, but we might as well. The teaser is just...
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It was just pointless.
Yeah. So you're... Like, I'm a big Superman fan, but you are a bigger Superman fan. Like, this is...
That's why I don't know if I can be objective and if I can say if it's good or not.
Well, you gotta give your thoughts. But I mean, the thing with this is the last time we talked about something, it was Gladiator, and I know that's a big thing for you. Like, you loved Gladiator. That's a massive one for you. And we talked about Gladiator 2, and that was what it was. But this is a big deal for everyone, but this is a big deal for you. I know it's a big deal for you. So very curious. It's just a teaser. Things could change, But what did you think? What was your thoughts?
I really liked it. I haven't thought about it all day. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm not, and here's a thing that's actually detrimental to it. I shotgunned all of Superman and Lois this week.
Oh,
I finished that.
Yeah.
And that's it's a different Superman, obviously, and it's a different tone, and it's more, it's obviously like 10 episodes, 13 episode seasons, and like when you shotgun it, you're just like in it for like hours.
Of course, yeah.
So I've only got Tyler Hoechlin's version of Superman in my head now, and like the season of that, we'll have to talk about it when you watch it, but the final season, there's a lot of emotional things that happen.
Yeah.
And like that's in my head, and then this new Superman comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I gotta kind of wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
I think from a personal point of view, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on it. Like, I'm not gonna just be like, anybody who asks me, I'm like, this is gonna be great. I'm like, I'm not sure it's gonna be great. It has all the markers that it's gonna be very, very good.
Yeah.
And I think, but commercially, I think what it is it's really sold me that James Gunn is going to do everything he can to make this great. Like having a poster, having a teaser for a teaser, having like, this is the beginning, this is the DCU. The trailer doesn't even have the title of the movie in it because he's kind of like, no, this is Superman. It doesn't need to have a title. You know who this guy is.
Yeah.
Like all of this kind of makes me believe that at least James Gunn is going to be 100% in on this. And if a director's doing that, and he's also the writer, you can't really get a bad movie. And the money on screen, like from what the teaser shows, I'm like, this looks amazing.
Yeah.
This looks like something that's really going to put a lot of money into it. And I think the one thing that people might get not annoyed about, might put them off is like, this isn't Zack Snyder's Superman. This isn't super dark. It's not evil. It's not like adult, like they were trying to say that DCU is. It's like, no, this man has a dog and it wears a cape.
Yeah.
And like I'll talk about it in a minute, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, I wrote down some notes, and I'm kind of on the same thing as you. I enjoyed it. I think it looks great. I think I got some notes here, but it looks fun. It looks like a fun film. Like if you go back to Man of Steel, like it's dark. Again, I love Henry Cavill, but like that is just a very dark, kind of gloomy, and it doesn't say Superman to me. This trailer says so much Superman. Like there's so many little things, like the Daily Planet, and they actually showed the building, and it had the globe, you know.
Yeah.
And they had like even just Metropolis just looked like a nice sunny city, you know, kind of thing. But yeah, just like the music got me to start with. You know, I'm a music guy, you know. So like obviously, like on Gladiator, it got me. On this one, it got me. You know, it gets to you kind of.
The music is something else. When it's like it. We talked about if they're going to use the original score, and it's like they did, but Gunn puts his twist on it and he does an electric guitar.
Yeah.
And they've already released
right.
that. I've seen that they've released that on Apple iTunes now. You can get that. You can get the song.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
That's it. It's just a single electric guitar, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're gonna do it, but you're gonna do it your way. So that's pretty cool.
It's funny you mentioned. So I still need to catch up with Superman and Lois, but I do. Well, actually, I don't want to do any spoilers for anyone because I know at the end of that there's some stuff. But
I've seen it now. So, you're not gonna spoil me, but no, don't spoil it for everybody else.
Just there is something that obviously is in the film that's at the end of that film as well. But anyway, but seeing the dog Crypto, that was an interesting take. It's hard to kind of talk about a trailer or a teaser trailer because you can edit in any way that you want. But I do like that it opened on, you know, like him just crashing down. You know, that take.
Well, can I talk about that? Because this is something that's probably me overthinking it, but it's not because I'm really smart. But I think the 28 years later trailer and this trailer have like upped the game for trailers for me.
Right.
Because the 28 years later trailer, which we talked about before, I know you've watched it again. I watched it again. To have the Danny Boyle vision, I'm like, this is a horror movie. It's not a horror movie about zombies. It's not a horror movie where we're going to be doing a zombie attack. We're going to make it about people, and we're going to make it about the world. And like if you've seen the trailer, they don't like just show a bunch of zombies killing people. Yeah, they show a little bit. They do a little like, there's some, but it's not about that. This isn't The Walking Dead. It isn't the zombies are terrible. It's like the world is terrible. People are terrible. How do we get that across? Let's use this old crazy poem and just like have it playing, and you're like, you just feel the world is wrong. And with this trailer, when I'm looking at it, the thing that gets me excited for Gunn doing what he's doing and being part of it is when you look at the trailer as a meta trailer, it has like a little story that it's telling. Right. And to me, it's like you said, Superman, the very first time we see this new Superman, he's getting his ass kicked. He's bloodied. He's beaten. He's so badly damaged. He's got a punctured lung and he's wheezing. And the only line in the whole movie comes from him. He's the only dialogue. And it's the first time we ever see this car and sweat Superman. And for me, you get that idea of instead of showing Superman being the great hero, being the top dog, that thing that people always give out about, like, oh, there's no challenge. You're like, oh, okay, there's something out there that can beat the shit out of him. That makes me interested. And then the second point of it is, okay, so now what happens? And if you think about the context in general, Superman as a character has been shit on for years. And we like Henry Cavill, but whether you think about it commercially or creatively, the whole DCEU Snyder didn't work. Like, you might like it, but it didn't make a lot of money. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here. So it just didn't do the two things you want. You want something that's cool and original and makes a bunch of money. You want the Dark Knight. You want Heath Ledger's Joker. You want that kind of level of, oh, this is new, but it's also really making us a bunch of money. So we're all happy. So Superman's had the shit kicked out of him. The character in the trailer has had the shit kicked out of him. He's on the ground. He's got no hope. And what does he do? He asks for his dog to help him, bring him home. And like, it sounds stupid, but to me, anybody watching this teaser trailer, if the dog is silly to you, if the dog annoys you or offends you, or you find it too much for kids or too kitschy or too goofy, or it's not the right kind of tone, then don't watch the movie. Because to me, that's the moment where James Gunn is putting his hand out and saying, this is my DCU. Are you going to come with me?
Yeah.
Because it's a bold choice for the first teaser. And it's like I said, from a meta level, he's like, this is what's going to save Superman. This is what's going to save the DCU.
Yeah. Bringing
in a little bit of craziness, a little bit of fun, a little bit of goofiness.
That's what he's good at as well. I mean, look at Guardians of the Galaxy 3, what he did with the emotions of the animals in that film as well. So.
Yeah, and that was super emotional. So, like the third one with Rocket and where he comes from.
Yeah.
So for me, seeing that in the trailer, and then it's, again, meta-analysis of it, he says, Krypto, take me home. And what's home for Superman? Like in a conceptual thing, home is sunshine.
Yeah.
Home is saving children. Home is being a beacon of hope. Home is big, crazy monsters, evil Lex Luthor, kissing Lois Lane. And then the final part of the story is he started with him on his ass getting kicked. He goes home, like he does all those things that make him Superman. And then the final shot of the trailer, he flies off.
Yeah.
Look up. Like, have hope. Look up.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's a lot of trailers don't just happen. People have to think about it.
Of course.
James Gunn is the top dog at DC. So for me to see that, I can't just dismiss and be like, oh, I'm just making this up. Like, he has to sit there and he has to think about everything that's going into this trailer.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
So for me, that's what I see.
Yeah.
That's what I see is like, okay, Superman's in a bad place. We're going to introduce this new type of world for him via Krypto. And if you follow that and you like him, like, I think there's only like 3 shots in the whole movie that are at nighttime.
Right,
there's that weird glowy thing in the background.
Yeah.
The rest of it, sunshine.
It's all sunshine and rainbows, yeah.
Giant monsters, saving kids, people raising little flags.
Yeah.
Luthor being a prick with a gun. Like, it's Superman. Like, that's the one thing about it. Like, I'm not going to get my hopes up, but I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, it's Superman.
Yeah, he's ticking a bunch of boxes. Quickly, just want to hit on the dog that you talked about, Krypto. Has he been featured in anything before? I don't remember him in Smallville. I don't remember him in the films. And
they do like a throwaway, like they'll mention a dog or they'll have like Krypto. Yeah. In the last few years, they did the Super Pets movie, the animated digital one. He's in that. Oh
yeah, he is in that. Yeah, okay.
But in terms of like mainstream, like he wasn't in Lois and Clark. He wasn't in Superman and Lois. He wasn't in the Justice League movies. He was in a couple of comic books and stuff.
Yeah.
Recently, he was in the Supergirl comic book. So
okay,
he's always been popular.
He's
but
been around. He's been mentioned. Obviously, he's not just suddenly been brought up the last few years. I've known about him. I just was curious if he had been in one of the TV shows. I was pretty sure he hadn't been in the films, but yeah.
And that's why I think it's also another one of those things of like, if you do know Man of Steel, if you do know the Justice League, and then someone says, have you seen the new Superman trailer? There's a dog with a cape.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's like, that's our movie. This is it over. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't really care if it's like Marvel, and I don't care if it's like, but it just matters that he's going out and doing his own thing.
Yeah, right.
And it's always going to be at least interesting if he's doing his own thing.
Of course, yeah. No, I think he's hitting all the right notes. A couple of like noteworthy things. I mean, there's obviously a bunch. Loved the little curl in the hair. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah. I thought that was good. Like, he's really hitting some of those OG kind of points.
Yeah.
The other thing I liked was when you see him like kind of rushing into the office, and he's obviously he's Kent at the time, you know.
Yeah, he's real fuzzy.
What I really like that he actually does look different. I was always a little, and I know this was kind of the comical thing of Superman, but you know, he just puts the glasses on or he takes them off, you know, and everyone's just like, what? That's all it is. So I do like that they've kind of changed it up. They've just amplified that a little bit because his hair and just the way he is, he does actually look quite different. And it's almost like borderline believable. You're not quite there, but
it's
you know
enough
what I mean?
that you'd be like, yeah, I could get behind this.
Yeah, but I'm kind of with that. I think that's cool. I really enjoyed the farm, the Kent farm that they showed. It just looked like a regular farm. It wasn't some big ass kind of like, you know,
No.
they're a rich family thing. And then combo of that, I'm assuming that's his dad on the porch.
Yeah, I think that's the Jonathan Kent.
I like the take on him as well, because you kind of, it's not actually his real biological father, obviously. So he doesn't have to be this kind of big strapping farmer. You know, he's obviously older, but he doesn't have his hair, and he's a little bit on the bigger side. Yeah. So I think I like that take, because I think every time I've seen his dad, it's always been like just some like big strapping farmer dude, you know, kind of thing. So yeah, just a couple of things like that. Very colorful film. Obviously, they've done that on purpose. His costume is like, you know, he's wearing the pants again and everything.
Yeah.
There has been, I don't know if it's just my feed because I'm more in the design world, but you might have seen this as well. There's been quite a lot of people complaining, maybe not complaining, but just noticing that it's got color grading on it. The way it's color graded, and like I guess just like some of the tones in some of the scenes, just people are saying like they could have done a better job or whatever. I mean, people are always going to say that, you know.
Yeah.
But the one thing that stuck out to me is there's actually quite a lot. There's quite a few like on purpose. There's lots of yellows in the trailer. I don't know if you go back and watch the trailer, like the kid when he's waving the flag. You know, like when he's like it's a yellow flag. When he's saving the girl, they're yellow canisters. When they're in the, it sounds weird me saying it now, but when you go back and watch it, and the yellow, it's almost like he's up the contrast of it or something. It sticks out. But again, these are like kind of Superman blue, yellow, red colors, you know?
Yeah, just primary colors. Let's go for that.
But yeah, you look at that, and then you go back to Man of Steel, and you're like, what the hell happened here, you know? It's just like...
There's more color in the first shot of Superman in the ice than the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah.
And that's not like like, I don't like Man of Steel. We talked about this, but that's a fact.
Yeah.
There's no color in that goddamn movie.
No, there really isn't. It's like, it's kind of a crying shame.
Do you want to break down because it's the one time I have watched it like...
Yeah, it's not too long, so you might as well.
So these are not spoilers because I don't know. These are potential spoilers from what I feel I've seen.
Yeah.
I think because he's kissing Lois as Clark and as Superman, and they've already stated that this movie is Superman exists already.
Yeah.
I think the stuff in the Daily Planet gave me the feeling of like, in that scene, Lois doesn't know he's Superman. She's kind of giving him a look of like Clark's looking weird.
100%. Yeah.
And I think it's like Clark's, you know, he's seen something on the screen. I think there was like a weather report, or it could be that monster. Like he's just like, oh shit, I gotta go. Yeah. That kind of like vibe of like, oh, Clark's gonna make us an excuse.
Yeah.
I think that scene, and then the scene with his dad, maybe. I think those are going to be flashbacks. I think Gunn's going to start the movie with that big monster.
Yeah.
I think he's going to start there.
Yeah, it's going to start straight in the action, isn't it?
Yeah, start in the action, make him a hero. Do a little bit of flashbacks, show that he's like, this is his dad. Maybe that's when his mum is dead, or maybe his dad is dying.
Yeah, like, I think they're going to change it up, aren't they? Because usually it's his dad, isn't it? So I think,
and even then they might kill his dad in it, because I think Gunn, he's either going to kill the mom or the dad, or have one. The mom's probably dead.
He can't do both. Batman's already lost his.
He can't do both, but it's always that was always been the great moment in the original Superman.
Yeah,
Christopher Reeve that's when he becomes, I think, a hero in a sense. It's like, oh, he realized that he's got these powers, but he can't save everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
and that's the whole theme in that movie, or at least that's what makes him like, oh, okay, this is why he's not up his own ass, because he's like, he never gets arrogant, he never gets cocky. And I think that'll be a flashback. I think the Daily Planet stuff might be a flashback. I was trying to read the newspapers. They're saying like some hammer city or hammer attack. Like I really went into it because I'm like, I'm going to fucking watch this again, Al. I'm going to give Al what he needs. Give him the details.
I was not thinking flashbacks, but I haven't
analyzed it as much. I think flashbacks would be just a nice way of filling in blanks that like are emotional blanks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's a problem with a lot of Marvel origin stories, is they faff about too much with the origin. And it's like, you don't need that. And James Gunn learned this from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
The first scene in the original one is his mom dies.
Right.
And then he gets taken away. And then we jump ahead 20 years and he's, Star-Lord, or he's trying to be Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't spend the whole movie getting onto the ship. He's just like, what is the most emotional thing for this character?
And
it's his mom.
Yeah.
Done. And we spend maybe 5 minutes in that hospital.
Yeah.
But like, the whole movie works because of that. And I think Gunn knows that lesson.
Yeah.
Same thing like you said in Guardians 3.
Yeah.
There is a lot more flashbacks into like Rocket's past, but it's done throughout the movie.
Yes.
And he knows how to use that. And I think just as a creative, you're gonna work with what you know. Like, you're gonna do coding that you know. You're not gonna learn new coding for a new project. You're like, no, I know how to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna use this system. And like, Gunn knows the system, so I think flashbacks are going to be the way to go. Show him falling in love with Lois. Show him on the farm. And then the things that do confuse me, though, is like that big fucking thing in the sky.
What was
I don't know what that is.
Oh, yes. There's like
how big a deal that's
you're talking about like the orb thing or whatever.
The orby thing, yeah.
I think it's got to be something with Lex, isn't it? Like, Lex is got a bunch of technology shit, he like a robot or he's creating.
From what I've
something.
heard, Gunn talking in interviews, is this is going to be the first time Lex and Superman start clashing.
Okay.
So it's not that it can't be Lex, but I'm thinking you're not going to make him the bad guy in this movie. We talked about this before. Like,
yeah.
You're going to kind of try and make him the Thanos, like the guy who's going to be down the road.
I hope so. Yeah.
So I don't know what that big orb thing is. The one thing that I did catch, like, you got him like getting a can in the back of the head. You got like people mad at him.
Yeah.
He's saving that kid out in the desert with the flag.
Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes with the big monster that Hawkgirl's fighting him. Guy Gardner's in it with a stupid haircut. Looks great.
Oh, yeah. The Green Lantern, yeah?
Yeah, Mr. Terrific. So, he has that force field where he's getting attacked by Lex's goons.
That's
or
right,
maybe not, because there's like a LexCorp logo on it.
Yeah.
But all of that is like, but what's the big bad guy? And I think the big bad guy he's only in it for 2 shots. And it's when he's in the baseball field.
Oh, okay. Like because he was like being taken. He was like being.
He's trying to hold some guy.
Yeah.
And like, but that guy, if you watch it again, that guy's flying.
Ah, okay.
And the way the trailer's cut is it's you only see the back of him. You see him in like a black leather thing, and then it cuts to Mr. Terrific, who's also wearing a black jacket.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
So your brain kind of like, oh, it's Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
It's not.
No,
because Mr. Terrific can't fly. And they don't show his head and they don't show his skin.
Yeah, all on purpose.
Yeah, so I think that's the guy who beats the shit out of him and leaves him in the Arctic.
Right. There's another scene as well.
Still don't know what that big orb is, though.
There's another scene where
my brain's like, I can't figure where that goes unless that's another flashback.
Yeah, because even in the first shot that James Gunn ever showed off of Superman, he's getting his costume on. In the background, you can see you can see like all that stuff going on. So that some anomaly or whatever. But there is another scene in the trailer where he's in some kind of glass. He smashes out of the glass. But if you pause that, it looks like there's people all around him as well. So it's like,
but if you pause the shot before that, that's Lex. Lex has him in that glass.
Oh, so he's got him trapped in there.
So the shot before that, because I was like, what is that glass? I'm trying to see who's the people around him.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're other heroes or not. But yeah, it's Lex, because on the shot of Lex when he's having with the pistol, behind him you can see the glass as well. You can see it. Like, it's a room full of, it's like that scene in Cabin in the Woods, like all the glass things.
Interesting. Because
I don't think they're going to make Lex like a child trafficker. I don't think they're going to make him that dark. But I think it's probably he's collecting heroes or something.
Yeah, okay. That would make sense. He's got that gun as well. He kind of looked like James Bond for a second there as well.
Got a James Bondy vibe to him, yeah.
I had a couple.
I think that might be the end of the movie or like near the end or something. I don't know, but
that was the other thing I was going to ask was, does James Gunn do any special editing? Like, I don't think he does the editing like, how Marvel will sometimes edit something out of a trailer.
Yeah.
I don't think he does that. I don't think they've done that here. Maybe in the trailer they will do. But also, usually when you even have a teaser, you don't show off like the end of the film or things.
It'd be smart not to.
But if you do it right, maybe he can get away with a scene here or there. So there are a couple of things which I will bring up that I'm not so sure about, but it's a teaser. So the first one for me was, I'm not actually 100% sure about this crypto dog. Like, I hope he's good, you know. And
you're on the fence, yeah.
I do get where he's like, he's wearing a cape. It's James Gunn, and I have faith that he'll make it work. There is also a theory out there, you know, because he's, you know, in the ice. He's obviously near his ice fortress when he fell down, and he called Crypto. So I don't think Crypto like lives with him like in Metropolis. I think maybe Crypto,
he lives at the fortress.
Yeah, he's just there, and I think that's a little. I'm okay with that. Then I think if Crypto was like his dog at home, you know, kind of thing, that would. I don't know, but maybe he would make it work. That one. What was the other one?
So with the fortress.
Oh yeah.
In the thing, you can see there's a robot that's killed.
Yes. Yeah.
And the fortress, there's only like a frame or 2 frames where the fortress is either being made or being destroyed. You can't really tell. It's just, it looks like a big.
So was that robot on the fortress? Was like in the background?
Yeah.
Was it fortress?
So in the comics, he has robots at the fortress running the place.
Oh, okay.
That's so I think that might be another, like a little sidekick, a little funny character that, you know, James Gunn will make us care about, and then just cut the legs out. Literally cut the legs off from him, cripple that guy.
Get the emotions going. Yeah.
Man, dead.
I was also a little surprised by how many other characters there were as well. I'm not disappointed by it, but I don't want there to be too many. But I think we're in a world where we're used to having those other characters there now anyway. If it was just Superman on its own. So he is also rebooting this whole DC universe, so I think he needs to have some other ones. If it was just Superman, and then suddenly at the end of it he teased like another superhero, I think it's okay to have them. I just hope it doesn't go overboard with it, and there's not too many of them, you know.
I think the Super Bowl trailer version that we think is going to happen, I think you'd probably drop a name in there, like Supergirl, show her, or show this bad guy, this whoever he's fighting in the thing.
Yeah.
And the one thing I should say though, for people who are watching this, is like, if you go snooping, I'm sure you can go find all the behind the scenes photos of someone from miles away taking photos.
Yeah.
Me and you don't care. We don't go into that.
No, I mean, I think it's okay to pause the frame. Like, honestly, I will most likely watch trailer 1, but I will try my best to keep away from 2 and 3, because I think by 2 and 3 you can piece the whole film together with most trailers. But I think
it's very weird though, isn't it?
I do want to see
like
trailer.
Movies, like, just real quick, out of everything that we kind of consume, like, you play games, we like music, bands, stand-up comedy, boxing.
Yeah.
Like, we're happy to wait for those things. Like, you know, but when it comes to movies, like, we have to get in, we have to know who's in it, who's the bad guy, and it's like, you kind of want everything spoiled before you get there. But it's like, if I was going to go see Bill Burr or somebody, I'm like, I don't want to know what jokes he's doing. I want to go and enjoy the set and have the 1 hour and a half of him making jokes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see a band at like a concert. I want to kind of just go and see the band.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, what do you think they're going to play third? What do you think their encore is going to be? It's like, just go enjoy the fucking thing.
Yeah.
But it's only movies where it's like, I took a photo of a set from 15 miles away, and if you look real closely, you can see this character in the background, which means they're probably going to be in it. It's like, just go watch the movie, July 11th. Look up. It's right there.
Yeah. I remember.
Anyway, that was my rant about, like, where it's the only industry where, like, people, they can't wait. They just have to be like, what's going to be like?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. And there's so many. I mean, you look up this Superman, there's so many, reactions to it and stuff. So
anyway, back to our reactions and our dissection.
Yeah, the last thing that I'm not sure about, and again, I have faith, and I think once I see the film, I'll be in there, is I'm not 100% sure about the Lex guy. I see him from he's from like About a Boy. He's obviously Beast as well, you know. I'm not sold because I see babyface. I just see a very babyface guy. But you can't get much worse than the last Lex Luthor they had as well. So I don't know. So I want to be proven wrong, but watching him in there, like, especially I think there's two scenes of him. He's cut up in one of them, and he's obviously got the gun in another one. It's the one where I think he sees Superman like fly by, and he's in his LexCorp, building, which is very cool. I like his LexCorp building. Kind of reminded me of like the Avenger Tower.
Right.
I think that's super cool. But yeah, he turns around to the camera, and I can't help but just think like, yeah, that's kind of like obviously a fake,
No, he shaved for
it. Oh,
just doesn't look good.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess the big thing is just babyface.
The thing for me is simply what kind of Lex is he? Because I've heard James going to say that he's probably going to be the Justice League cartoon version. Okay. I don't know how much of that you've watched.
No, I don't know too much about it. So.
But that's the Lex where he's a super genius. He builds crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And he's not just like the idiot or like I say idiot. Obviously, I'm thinking of the Batman Superman Lex Luthor, just idiot. Idiot Lex Luthor. But he's also not the Gene Hackman kind of like living in the subway basement.
Sure.
He's the rich, brilliant guy, but it's also behind the scenes. He's this sci-fi crazy building robots kind of
guy.
He's
a little bit like
the baby face could be taken away if they make him that side, like the Frankenstein kind of.
And you can't tell. It's just from a teaser trailer. Maybe as soon as you hear him talk and he does, does a scene, you might be like, oh yeah, I'm sold on this kind of thing,
Yeah, I think he. Like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that's the one thing about this trailer, and you've said a couple times, is it's made it very easy to trust.
Yeah.
The movie. It's made it easy to be like, you might not want to see all of it. It might not make you super excited. Some people loving it. Some people, I don't think people are hating it.
No.
Everybody's kind of just. It's like I said with that crypto thing of like, you're not going to have people debating this and being like, whoa. It's like, there's a dog with a cape.
With a cape, yeah.
There's no debate. Like if you don't like it, if you don't think that's good, if you don't think that's cool,
yeah,
you're not wrong, but go away. It'd be like somebody going in and saying Dominions doesn't have enough Nietzsche philosophy in it. It's like, you don't know what movie you're in now, buddy. This is the movie you're in, okay?
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
It's like, just the way he said that with the dog in the cape. It's like, I can just imagine James Gunn just being like, this is the way we're doing it, which is the way we're doing the film. And everyone's like, all right. It's like, there's a dog with a fucking cape. It's just like, we're doing this, guys.
And he's literally doing it. That's where you can go and watch it on July 11th. Look up. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. I don't know if I'm excited for the movie, if that makes sense. But I'm excited for whatever he's made.
Yeah. No, I think I agree, and I think bang on with trailer one, Super Bowl. I think that would be pretty epic to show the rest of it, and you'd probably show maybe the bad guy by that time who he is actually fighting.
Yeah, I've heard rumors, but they're all rumors. I don't know, and the only thing that bugs me is that thing in the background.
Yeah.
Because just my brain, like, it's trying to piece together like how you would plot a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, you got this bad guy, and this bad guy, and then the fourth bad. Like, that's what it is. It's the fourth bad guy.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You have Lex. You have the big kaiju monster.
Yeah.
You have whoever beats the shit out of him in the North Pole.
Yeah.
And you got that big bluey thing, and I'm like, where's that go?
Yeah.
Like, if it was going,
that's good. At least you don't have all the answers. So.
Yeah. Maybe the bluey thing makes the big fire spitting monster. I don't know.
But, that thing. Yeah.
But it's an interesting teaser in that respect for me, on a negative of kind of like, has he put too much in? Like, is there a little bit, not in the teaser, in the movie?
Yeah.
Like,
You're
trying to stuff too much into
we talked about that as well. Like, how are they going to, is it Lex the bad guy? Is it going to gradually over maybe 2 or 3 Lex gets eviler and like older and stuff like that? But have they just gone from 0 to 100? Here's a bunch of things. Also, Lex hates him, and this is the big fight as well. So.
Yeah, like, it's a lot to pack in when everything in it's going to be new.
Yeah,
every actor's new. Every version of this character is it's a new Lex. It's a new Superman. It's a new Lois. It's a new Jonathan Kent. There's also brand new characters.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, Hawkgirl. It's like, ooh, you got a lot of catching up to do on this. Like, even if you're a Superman fan or a comic fan, I'm still going to be going in being like, well, is he doing a good job? Is she doing a good job? Is he doing a good job? What's going on here?
That's why I was a little worried when I saw the rest of the heroes, or guys with superpowers. I was like, oh, how many are there? And I was kind of counting them, and I was just like, okay, there's a lot to kind of take on here, So again, in a 2.5 hour film. So,
and that's the thing that you have to remember. Like, if it was a TV series, you're like, okay, you got an episode.
Yeah.
But in a 2.5 hour film, it's so much work to get people on board. Like, they have to like Superman. They have to like the dog. They have to like this robot. They have to like. Well, they're probably going to like the children that he saves. If you want the children to die, you're a bad person. Don't go watch a Superman movie. But like, is Lois good? Is Lois and Clark believable? Like, how much is it that he's actually? I don't think he would do it, but like, is he just going to be relying on people knowing shit? And that could be a backfire.
Right. Yeah.
I think it can work in some cases, but not always. I think, like, Zack Snyder tried to do it with Batman v Superman.
Yes.
So he was like, here's Batman. He's 50 odd years old. There's the Robin costume. And it's like, yeah, but I know Robin, but which Robin is that? And they're just like little hints of like a history to him.
Right.
But because it didn't all come together, there's like more questions than answers. It's like, why is Alfred helping him shoot down people? And why has he got a machine gun?
Oh, man.
Why is the Joker alive if he's willing to kill random people? Especially when it's Jared Leto.
Oh, yeah. They had the Snyder Cut as well. No, didn't they have the... What was the one where...
The Justice League Snyder Cut?
That's it, yeah. And then they had the extra scenes with like the Joker in it, didn't they?
So, the flash forwards.
That's right, yeah. One thing, and this is still on the Superman theme, is that you said you went through Superman and Lois. What's the Lex Luthor in that is different, isn't he? He's a bit different. I know he is
different. Yeah. Michael Kudlitz.
Yeah, dude from Walking Dead. Yeah.
But I think you're like him. I think.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different Lex as well. That's very different than Jesse Eisenberg's.
Yeah.
Very different than Gene Hackman's.
Yeah.
The Superman and Lois, or not Superman and Lois, The Adventures of Lois and Clark. They had a Lex Luthor in that one as well. He was the businessman kind of type. This one is, I'd say, is kind of a mix of the Kingpin from Daredevil.
Yeah, okay.
And actually, he's mostly that. Like, he's a very, like, in the version, this isn't a spoiler for the show, but in the version of the show, he's been in prison for nearly 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like, he was rich, he got rich, and then he was put in prison for 20 years.
Okay. Interesting.
So, that's it. Like, think about that. Like, it's a guy he's a prisoner for 20 years.
Yeah.
He's not refined. He's not cultured. He's much more. You get like a gang mentality, like a bite.
That's kind of what the vibes I was getting from some of the scenes. So,
but he's very good in the role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you watch it, we can talk about it. But there's just some moments where they just did it really well. Like, choices like he makes.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Like, you could have been a good guy, but clearly you're a complete asshole.
Right.
Yeah, cool. I really did like that show. So once you finished that, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, you went all the way through it. I will say, I've started Silo. Silo. That shouldn't take me too long. I just started the first episode last night, so sweet. I'll jump on that. I want to do Silo, and I want to do this Superman and Lois as well. So
all right, do a quick Silo review. You've watched one episode.
Well, I want to do. I mean, I'm going to watch one after this. I try and go through the rest of it. So. But we can do the whole like season 1, because I think you're watching season 2, aren't you?
I haven't started. I was going to wait for you.
Okay.
That, and you're a prick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, so. You're like, I'm going to watch it. I'll watch it this week. It's like, I'm way behind. I can't catch up.
Yeah.
It's why I shotgun Superman and Lois. I'm like, I got to watch something.
Yeah, that's a good one to do. And then one of the things is they've signed on season 3 and 4 for Silo, so obviously it's doing well. And I want to say that those are the final seasons. Like, it's not going to be like Silo season 10, whatever. I think it finishes on 4. So
I would think so. From the first season, having finished the first season.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the second season yet. Watching the first season, I'm like, don't drag this out. Don't make Lost out of this. Just kind of like, have an end game and get there.
Yeah.
Like, finish it. I don't want any more shows where it's like, oh, it was really good for 2 seasons and it got cancelled. We'll never know.
You know what? I kind of have faith in Apple TV. They've been choosing a lot of really good things, haven't they? So they've got a lot of good like sci-fi stuff as well. But I feel like they've got the eyes that if they see something good, or if the metrics aren't doing well, they'll just cut it. They won't be like, let's just keep on going. Like, I mean, again, I know this is very, very different, but look at Ted Lasso. They could have done a lot more Ted Lassos, but they were like, no, we're done with this, kind of thing. But like, that was crazy popular. Like, they could be on Ted Lasso season 6 if they really wanted to be.
I think that's a case of, at least in the streaming world, they're learning they have to keep the creative people happy.
Yeah.
Like, so Sudeikis on Shrinking, like, he's doing that show. That's the one he wants to do.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not Sudeikis. Yeah, Sudeikis is in it, but the guy who wrote that is the guy who plays Roy Kent. He was on Shrinking, so it's kind of, or he was on Ted Lasso. It's kind of like, let's make sure we keep the people happy. Sudeikis, who was on Lasso, is kind of like, I only want to do 3 seasons. They're like, okay, don't force him. Don't piss him off. Let's make it, let's keep the relationship going, because we don't want him going to Netflix.
Yeah, of course.
Next time.
Yeah.
Wrapping up on the trailer. Yeah, I'm excited for what it's going to be. I don't know if I'm excited for the story.
Yeah.
But to give myself a kicking, I'm not going to watch the next trailer. I don't know. I don't care. You're getting my money. I'm going to be there.
You're going to be there. You're going to be there regardless. But
yeah,
you might be tempted with this trailer 1. Yeah. You never know. Well, but
you'll come in. You'll be like, you got to watch this.
Yeah, you got to watch this. You see this. You see that. No, I think honestly, I've got good vibes from it. I love the music. I love the tone. I love the colorfulness. And it's just a stark contrast compared to like Man of Steel. So I think it's on the right path. And I have faith in Gunn. The thing that is weird is the dog Crypto cape.
Yeah,
I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just like, but like,
no,
interesting.
I'm
interesting
like
where they're going to take this.
That's the dividing line. Like,
yeah,
if you see the dog with the cape, you're like, no, I'm out.
Yeah,
like, you're out. Like, there's nothing in this movie for you.
Yeah.
You're out. I'm sorry. It's like it's not like saying that you're wrong. It's just Gunn has put down the marker and said, this is the kind of movie I'm making.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, and it's different, and then I think people will go for it. So.
Yeah. And I would also say on Crypto real quick is, it's not just that like Gunn's done animated animals before. He has, but Rocket Raccoon is Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, well,
Crypto's a dog.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's talking. So Crypto is not going to be talking. So
no, it's an animated dog.
Yeah,
it's a CG dog. Looks good, but it's a CG dog.
Yeah.
So it's not like, it's going to be like Guardians with Groot. It's like, no, it's a dog.
Yeah. Did you like the?
If you don't like it, that's okay. I'm not going to get mad at you. But this movie's not for you, and he's not making it for you. But in the spirit of the character, I have hope.
Yeah. And then, did you like that meme I sent you just an hour ago?
It
was basically the dog, Crypto, and he was like, "Crypto, take me home." But it was someone mocked it up, and it was a cat. It was just staring at him, and then the next scene was just he was dead. It never helped him. Just stared at him.
Very good.
Yeah. But
so I
think
are we rating trailers? We're going to be like 7 out of 10 for a teaser trailer.
Yeah,
no,
I mean,
okay, it's good. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think honestly, I think 7 is exactly where I would give it. So
yeah, actually, it's not a bad rank.
Yeah, I would give it 7. It might go down the longer we kind of sit on it, but
the classic. The last time I checked, it had from the official channel 15 million views, so it's getting good numbers.
Oh yeah. Oh, and then the last thing I will say as well is, again, teaser, so it's hard to tell, but the guy that plays Superman is looking good. Like, I mean, he's Superman. He looks young. It looks like he can do. If they are planning on doing a bunch of films, that's going to be great. He's not too old for the role or anything like that. You know. So, but yeah, he looked great. Loved the little hair curl. So,
actually, that brings up a thing I just thought of, which is, in general, the whole trailer, it's very unified.
Yes.
Like nothing in that made me not be in the trailer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the fact that like he's a new face and Brosnahan is basically a new face.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
Nothing made me go, oh, that's so and so, or that looks weird,
totally.
or that's a bit off, or any of that. I was just kind of like, no, I'm in this.
Yeah.
You've made a world of your own. Let's see if we can play in it. Let's see if it's fun.
And you know what? If I saw that trailer and it was Henry Cavill, it wouldn't be the same.
No.
Because you think Man of Steel, you think of everything that he has done as Superman, and it will. So I understand why James Gunn did what he did. You know?
Yeah.
So,
now you have to watch it for this because this is our life now.
Yeah.
Have you watched it with the missus or the kids?
Not yet. I mean, I had it on in the background, but the kids were doing something, so no, they haven't properly seen it yet. So, not like sit down to want to watch it.
An insider track on what they think.
Yeah, like I said, like the kids, they will see it as, oh, it's a superhero of a cape. They won't see it as Superman, you know?
No.
But when I did put the trailer on, I mean, again, I think the boys were just like on their iPads or something. But because of the music, I was like, hey, you know, boys going to think of that. But I'll have to sit them down and basically be like, look at the TV.
Yeah. Give me your ratings.
Yeah.
What do you think about this scene?
Give me your ratings. But no.
Because I think that's part of not the marketing, but that's clearly, he's not going for the Deadpool.
No.
Market.
He's going for more of the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and
I think it's everybody who likes Marvel and a bit younger.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
So
I don't think he's going to have like murder scenes or like people getting killed, but
I think
there's a little bit in there that's kind of like a little, not adult, but like there's a war zone and there's buildings collapsing, so maybe he's going to save people and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, he was beat up at the beginning and he kind of spat some blood, which was fairly, you know, what's fairly graphic. Nothing Man of Steel, but yeah.
I don't think they do them anymore, but like PG. I think it's a PG rating.
Yeah, and I think that's what it should be. I mean, it's Superman, really, isn't it? So it would feel weird if it was, and again, they've done that with Man of Steel, I guess, but it would feel weird if it was darker and it was like, no, it's a 15 or whatever, you know? So.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Like Man of Steel, it's a 15s movie. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hitting all the right notes, and we're just gonna have faith in this fucking dog.
So. Yeah, we've talked about it 30 times longer than the fucking trailer is.
Yeah, 52 minutes we've been talking about this thing, but we always knew. Ever since we started the podcast up again, we've always mentioned Superman. So, and then it finally came out, and I'm glad. Like, we got the prediction.
And now we are lukewarm to tepid.
Yeah.
No, I am excited for the movie. I'm not excited for the story because I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't need to know what it is. I'm buying a goddamn ticket.
You just want to know what that
I'm going to go in.
Orb thing is.
Not with high expectations, but I'm going to go in with high hopes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, I think, just even from that teaser, will come out, and I don't think our scores will be under 6.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think he can screw it up. I just don't think.
Yeah.
From that trailer, I'm like, okay, you might have a bit too much in there.
Yeah.
Might not all hit, but I think you're going to have enough that you'll come out and be like, yeah, good job. I want to see the next thing.
Yeah. Is there actually a lineup of what he's doing next, or are they waiting for this film to kind of... I mean, there must be some kind of lineup.
The only other one I know for sure they're doing Supergirl.
Oh, they are, yeah?
Woman of Tomorrow or Girl of Tomorrow. And I think he mentioned something else. I'll look it up right now. There was definitely one other thing that's like, oh, this is on the slate.
Okay.
DCU slate movies. Because, there's the Creature Commandos was coming out.
Yeah, and that's still going on right now, isn't it?
That's already come out. So then...
Yeah.
So the other thing that's definitely happening is they're making the Batman 2.
Yes.
That's not in their universe.
No, yeah, because they've already done the first one, so it's too late to kind of go back.
Oh, that's right. They're doing their own Batman.
But
so it's going to be the Batman that will be in the same universe as this Superman.
Oh, so they're doing another Batman.
Another Batman at the same time.
Oh my goodness! If it's done properly, I guess so. But like, how many Batmans, man? Like, how many Batmans, man? But okay.
And then we talked about last week Clayface, but that technically, I don't think that's in the DCU.
Oh yeah, okay. You said
don't think.
The Batman.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think they're gonna see this and be like, "All right, James,
Yeah.
we can use some more money."
Yeah. Yeah, they'll see.
I'm gonna be like, "Here's the next 7 years of movies."
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not Marvel. We're not there yet.
It'll be interesting to see a Batman done in. I know Batman is a darker film anyway, but done in this new universe because it won't be as dark as some of the stuff they've currently done. Maybe I don't know, but
I would. The story I think they're going to do is the story where he gets a new Batman. Gets a new Batman. Yeah, Batman gets Batman. Batman gets a new son, or a son.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah.
There's Damian is his. It's a whole thing, but he becomes the new Robin / son, and it's this
okay.
thing of, and that's not super happy, bright, like, but it's silly enough, or not silly is the wrong word, but I could see it fitting into this universe.
Okay, yeah.
I guess it comes down to like the Batman can't be the version we've just seen with Pattinson, and it can't be the version with. It literally can't be any version we've ever seen, apart from maybe the Val Kilmer or George Clooney.
Right, yeah.
We don't want that.
Yeah.
But it can't be like this dark, sad, evil person, and then be like, and here's Superman.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit weird.
Yeah. But that won't be James Gunn either. It will just be his universe, but it will be someone else doing it.
Yeah, I think it's the guy who did the Flash movie. So.
Oh, okay, right.
He has a better go at this.
Yeah.
Not as much nonsense around it.
But
I don't blame him for that. That was not his fault.
No, and by the time the Flash came around, that whole universe had been messed about anyway, didn't they?
It was dead.
And DC were having some pretty bad luck with their actors, weren't they? Like the Flash guy had a lot of allegations, and then Aquaman obviously had Amber, and then there was something else with one of the guys. I want to say something. It was another movie where there was allegations, and it was just like, oh my god, like DC's just like everyone they're hiring has just got issues, and then and it was around the same time as Kang as well, I guess. Jonathan Majors. So.
Switching to a different trailer, you sent it to me this week. The trailer for Fury versus Usyk.
Oh, I was going to talk about one other trailer, but it's very, very quick. It was Karate Kid Legends.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't even know that was coming. So.
Yeah, I haven't finished Cobra Kai, so I'm like, is this going to tie in?
I've still got to watch a little bit of Cobra Kai myself, which is very, very good.
It is good, and I'm kind of like, so is this like a split timeline? Like, is there two?
I don't know because but I was always a big Karate Kid fan. Not a big fan of like the Jaden Smith one they did like what was it 7 years ago or something. But
that was the one that had Jackie Chan. Yeah.
So, that one did, didn't it? Yeah. So but he's back, here, and then they've got Mr. Miyagi in it, as in. I don't know what relation he is, but they've obviously got a picture of him and they talk about him. So
there's he knows he's either trained with him.
Anyway, just a bit of fun, but Karate Kid Legends.
I gotta say, I was impressed by the kid, Ben Wang.
Right.
Like some of the stunts that kid was doing, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive, like for a teenager.
And he's really doing that stuff as well. So
yeah. I was like, okay, they went through an extensive search to find somebody who can do this.
Yeah, stuff. To do the real
it's
stuff.
It's like a young Tony Jaa. It was crazy. He's jumping off walls, fighting off the fire escape. I'm like, damn. you screwed that up. You broke a kid's leg. He's going to sue the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one looks like it's fun too.
Yeah, just a bit of a fun one. And then the Fury trailer. So the box. This is going over the boxing.
We're recording this now on the 19th, so it's on Saturday.
It's on Saturday, yeah. So, and good thing is it's in Saudi Arabia. So by the time we watch it, it'll be 5 o'clock my time, but even earlier for you.
It's earlier for me. I'll have lunch and I'll have a nap. It'll be great.
Yeah, because like the amount of times I feel more sorry for the British and the Irish because they're watching that stuff like real late, like especially UFC. UFC is can go. Like UFC over here is like 1 or 2 in the morning. So over there,
they always want the walkouts at like 11 to midnight. Like they want right up there.
Yeah, like sometimes the boxing can be maybe up to like 11 or 12, but UFC, I want to say they've walked out at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning or something. And you fast forward that to UK time, it's like you're having breakfast.
Yeah, you're just you're going to work, just watch on your phone.
Yeah, so. But yeah, the Fury, he like that trailer. They had this little trailer thing which looks kind of messed up, a bit of fun as well. Because what's that thing that Usyk says? He's like, I am feel. I am. I think he says I am feel or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
So
well, you got that, and then they have what's his name, the dad.
Oh, Fury's dad,
John Fury. He gives him a headbutt. So what are you doing?
Yeah, and that
it was a fun trailer, but I'm already excited for the fight because it's the first time Fury's going to go into a fight with a loss.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you were saying like his training camp, he's like full on serious, like dedicated, and like I was shocked he lost. I thought he was going to win.
Yeah, same.
I thought he was a better fighter, and I thought he was a smarter fighter.
Yeah.
And I thought he could hit harder than Usyk, and I thought any one of those combined would win him the fight, and it just didn't. And Usyk just so smart, so aggressive.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I think a couple of things with him is like he has he just finds like a fifth gear in like the later rounds, like at round like 8-9, where you think like, okay, you're all gassed out. He'll just suddenly come back, you know. And he's done that. He did that with both the AJ fights. He did it with Fury, and he's done it with all the other people I've seen him fight as well. He's just, I don't know how the heck he does it, because I think he's older than Fury as well.
Well, it was like exactly that. I remember watching like rounds 5 or 6 in the middle. I thought, okay, Fury's doing what I thought was going to happen. He's going to keep the reach. He's just going to pat him away, pop, and then Usyk just comes out again with this whole new gas tank, and you're just like, oh, okay, I just spent 6 rounds trying to get this guy tired. And he's exactly where he was.
Yeah. The only other thing I'll say is with Fury, and like he lost, and he did lose that match, because he almost got knocked out in I think the last round or the round before or whatever. But he's got a good training camp. He's going into it. He can change and he can possibly win this, but I don't think it's going to be drastically different either. Like, he wasn't prepared or as prepared for that fight they had whenever it was. Was that a year ago or 6 months ago or something? Or maybe 8 months ago. It wasn't that long ago. Yeah. But all I'll say is like it was still Fury fighting. Yes, he wasn't at his best. He might be at his best now, but I don't think you're going to see. I think we're still going to see this fight go at least 10 rounds. So I don't think it's going to be like Fury 4 or 5 or whatever, So, but no, I do think we'll see.
The one thing with Fury is he's a very smart boxer.
Yeah,
like he comes off like an idiot.
Yeah,
and that's part of his whole game, his whole shtick. He's like dresses up like Batman and does stupid things. But in terms of boxing intelligence, he's incredibly smart.
Yes, yeah. So
he has to be, because he's not always the most powerful guy in the ring.
Yeah.
But he's outpointed people. He's got the heart. He doesn't like give up.
Yeah.
So I think Usyk's not going to suddenly have the power to just knock him out. I think it's going to come down to Fury has to win the fight.
Yeah, and I think he'll have a bit more in the tank this time round, Fury. So I think I want to say around 6 or 7, he started to lose it, and I think because he thought, I would have taken him out by now.
Yeah.
And then that's when those are those magic rounds for Usyk. So. I think Fury will probably realistically be able to go to like round 9 now, like pretty well. But then I'd say 9, 10, 11, he might be, or 10, 11, 12, he might be like pretty knackered. So if he hasn't done a good enough job by that time, that's where you start to get worried,
Yeah, but again, like you said, if his game is to go the whole distance, if he's won it in 9 rounds, he just has to coast.
He just has to coast, and then he can do. Like I know with Wilder, he used his weight a lot of the time. Like with Wilder, he would just like kind of not hug him, but he would lean on them because he's massive. Yeah, he's a massive guy.
Yeah.
So
6'8" or something.
Yeah, I always like watching those the Wilder Fury fights, because Wilder is just like, he was kind of a one-trick pony really. He just has that one punch power. Yeah. But like when he fought Fury, like he would go back to the ring and it'd be like, who the fuck is this guy? It's just like, because he's just a nutcase. He's just heavy and just like big, and he just slumps over you. And like you said, he's just a very, very smart boxer. He's always moving. He's got an awkward kind of gypsy kind of movement. So. But
all right. Well, speaking of one-trick ponies, AJ, is he done?
Yeah, I don't think so. But he is
a one-trick pony. That's not fair. I know.
But he isn't fighting Dubois. You know, Dubois is fighting. So it's been it's actually my birthday, February 22nd. He's fighting Joseph Parker. So, who's the
which is silly because if you lost a guy and you can get the rematch in your contract, you should fight him again.
I don't know. So I think there's a couple of. I think there's a couple of things that might happen. I mean, the thing is, if Fury beats Usyk, then there's going to be a third match. If Fury loses against Usyk again, I don't even know what Fury would do, but there's a possible Fury AJ, because they're both kind of on the losing ends, Wembley, and that's their, like, possibly even both of their retirement fights as well, you know? But
it might be the only way to sell it, because neither of them have any belts. You know?
I think it would still do well, those two in Wembley, but it would have to be those two. I can see maybe AJ does like a Wilder fight, and then if he does well, then he goes back to Dubois. I don't know what happens, because I think he had in his contract that he could fight Dubois again, but he didn't take it, so I don't know if that's still there.
That's what I mean. Yeah, he definitely has in your contract. Every major heavyweight nearly always has that in the contract.
But because he didn't take it and he's fighting someone else, does he still have that locked in, or has he lost that now?
I don't think so. I think you have to make it your next fight.
Yeah, so he's lost it. So as in, like, he has to kind of work his way back to it in a way, I guess. So, but it's 50-50.
He's trying to do the route of, like, if I beat somebody else, I can go back in and get more money. I don't know if that would have been part of his brain, but he doesn't need money.
He doesn't need money. I think, my only route is, if Fury loses, then he fights Fury in Wembley, because Fury's on the loss as well. If Fury wins, they're gonna have Usyk 3, and then AJ's gonna have to wait too long. And then it's possible. No, that wouldn't happen. I was just gonna say he waits till February 22nd, which isn't actually that far away. He sees what happens to Dubois and Joseph Parker, whoever wins that. But then you can't say, like, if whoever wins that, then he steps up and he's like, oh, I want to fight them, because he should have.
Well, exactly, because it works the other way. It's like the guy who's up top gets to pick who he's fighting. Or at least the challenger comes in and is like, I want to fight him. It's like, you might want to fight me, but I don't want to fight you. I'm ahead of you in the rankings, and I'm ahead of you in the...
I think he's...
So, you think, go and beat Dubois, and then you get to pick.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think he's sitting around, he's enjoying his Christmas, he's obviously got all the money in the world, and then... because Eddie Hearns is, like, a promoter, he probably says, like, I'll contact you, after January, and you're either going to be fighting this guy, or you retire, kind of thing. So there's a possibility we hear the gloves are going up, but he'll want to wait, definitely, obviously, for this Fury match and see. If Fury loses, I honestly can see him fighting Fury next. So
my thing I would say is if Fury loses, he quits, like he just retires.
Oh, he might do, because he's the kind of guy. I mean, I was reading a bunch of interviews, and there's quite a few of the big, commentators and stuff. They're even surprised Fury's doing this second boxing match, because, like you said, it's the first time he's ever walked into somewhere with a loss. But like I said, his camp and everything, he's like, he's serious. He's like. You can see he's got his game face on. It's funny because it's in Saudi Arabia, and it's like the Riyadh season or whatever. I don't really know too much about that, but I know it's a big deal for them. So when they did the entrances, like not entrances, but they did they do a warm up, a public warm up, like workout,
right?
So they like in England or wherever else, they go to a gym. Public gym, and there's a bunch of press. They just see them box and they give them a couple of interviews. Here, they got brought in on like a fucking canoe, like on the water and stuff, and they had fireworks. Like, it's just a bit much. And then Fury, because he's just got his game face on, he's on this canoe. You can look it up on YouTube, and he's just like, I don't want to fucking be on this canoe. Like, I want to. I just want to get to the ring. And then apparently, he, like, puts his gloves on, just dances around the ring for literally like a minute, and then takes his gloves off again. Doesn't even show anyone. Like, he's not about the spectacle for this one. He's just like, I just want to get in there and get going.
Yeah, like, okay, this is part of my contract. I have to do this.
Yeah.
I'm in and I'm out.
But he definitely
I think somebody would have sat him down and been like, not for this, but in general, it's kind of like, all his heroes, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, any great heavyweight,
Yeah.
they all lost. They all lost the title, and then
Yeah.
they went back and won it again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, AJ's done that. If AJ,
somebody would say that.
Yeah. AJ, if he gets the I don't think he will, but if he ever got the belts again, he'd be a 3-time. So
yeah.
But yeah,
I think Ali was a 3-time as well. Yeah.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was the oldest heavyweight to get the third one, or at the time he was. But yeah, it's sort of a rite of passage. Like, when you lose, do you have the drive to get back out there and like, okay, I want to train harder, I want to be better, I want to fight these guys who are younger and hungrier and smarter or tougher or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think Tyson has that. I think that's why if he loses, he'll quit. I think what's driving him is having that knowledge that being a heavyweight champion, to be in the greats, you got to lose.
Yeah.
And come back.
Yeah.
You got to have that come back and be like, I want this. It's not about like, I'm rich, I don't need the money.
Yeah.
I want this because I want to be the heavyweight champion.
Yeah. And he's already come back from depression. So he's come back from a massive thing already. So I think his mind is in a great place. So I think, he's taken a loss in his record, and I think he doesn't have excuses. He's not like, the scorecards are wrong. He was like, I lost, So I think because of what happened to him, 10 years ago after Klitschko, I think he's a better guy for it. He's mentally quite strong. So yeah, him coming into his fight, he's got his game face on. I think if he loses, it could be gloves up, because he's just given it because he's given it his best try, So
yeah, I don't think mentally he's somebody who's going to want to fight just to fight. Like, the belts are there, getting the belts, getting that revenge, that's a motivator.
Yeah.
And if that's gone, and he's like, oh, I've lost twice now.
Yeah.
He's rich. He's rich. He's famous. He's done it all. He's been the champion.
That's why I think maybe the AJ fight after, just because he'll. Yeah. I know he doesn't like AJ. He's like, you're a dusser and all that lot. So I could just see, like, maybe if that does, he's got 2 losses. AJ's got like 3 or 4. He'll just be like, guys, we're gonna have this massive spectacle in Wembley, and with him and then AJ promoting it, they could probably sell it out, to be honest. And then
they could definitely do
even with losses,
British,
even coming off losses, people still, you'd probably fill Wembley. And then just go out on a bang like that, and maybe you could even, they wouldn't call it this, but it could be like the retirement fight, kind of thing, almost like
the best of Britain, like who's the best fighter in Britain, or something like that.
So
here's one for you. This merges things we always talk about, so boxing and tech. Do you know what's happening with the scorecards on the night?
I don't know. Is there something going on there?
So there's I'll send you the link, actually. I'll get it. But they're going to use, it's not official, but there's going to be I think it's Boxing Magazine or Boxing website.
Okay.
They're going to use an AI judge to score the fight.
Really?
So you have the 3 official judges, and then they're going to have an AI one.
Interesting.
And they'll release it as like the fight goes on.
Yeah.
But the way they're promoting it is kind of, boxing can sometimes it has been rigged 100% in the past.
Yeah.
Mobsters and all this, it's famous for that, or infamous. And now it's kind of like, well, how did you mark that as like, why is he?
Yeah.
How is this a decision? And there's all that kind of thing. So they're like, well, can the AI do a better job when it's not
interesting?
Emotional, it's not connected to the fighters, it's not like getting sucked up in the atmosphere, it's just kind of like, who's hitting who's doing the most aggression, who's doing all this.
Interesting. Yeah, there was the Katie Taylor fight was quite controversial, so
it was.
I can imagine a few people probably wanted to see it for that. So
and who was the fight I saw recently?
She dropped her belt as well. She actually, who she gave her belt to, because she's on a different levels, weight levels or whatever.
Yeah, the weight class.
She gave her belt to Dubois' sister.
Really?
So, because I don't know which level. I can't remember what levels Katie's at. But she obviously wasn't fighting at that weight anymore. So the belt was vacant, and it went to Daniel's sister. So, But yeah,
so now she's gonna fight Dubois and make AJ look like an idiot.
She's gonna, yeah. Can you imagine if they cross over? That's one thing I don't think we'll ever see.
And I'll fight your sister. So that AI thing I'll send you the link to that. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if like.
So when you mentioned it to me, I thought you actually meant it was one of the official judges, and I was like, "Oh, that's fucking bold."
No,
but
obviously they'll roll with it.
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to see compared to the 3 judges and then how it scored it. You know, so
yeah,
I think
I don't know if I like it in the sense of I talked about this with guys who like football and like the VAR, the video system referee. Yeah. There's pluses and minuses, but part of sport is kind of like, yes, sometimes there's controversy. Sometimes people make mistakes. Sometimes there's human error. Like you're just going to have a referee makes a bad call or he doesn't see this, and it drives you nuts.
Yeah.
It drives you insane as a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a boxing guy and you're like, oh my God, how did the judges score that a 10-8 round and blah blah blah. But like
it is
it's
kind
robotic and it's mechanical, it's kind of like I don't know. I get it. Like I get the side of it. Like the best fighter will win or the best team will win, and like there won't be a mistake. And like mistakes are kind of fun. Mistakes kind of make things interesting.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I agree. I think it will just be used obviously as just like a checker. You know, like to check the scorecards against. But maybe in a few years they might be like, no, we're going to roll this out as one of the official judges. But I agree with you. Like that human touch, the human error is okay here or there, you know, because it can go both ways. Like it might go against your team or your boxer at one point, but it might go with him on another fight round, you know. So it's just that unpredictableness, you know, which kind of I don't mind. That it's kind of good in sports, isn't it? So.
And then obviously I know the other argument of like there's so much money on the line, and if you're the guy who lost because of a bad decision, it's like that changes the whole trajectory of your life.
Yeah,
I get it.
True. Yeah, we're just like
fighter.
Just be a better fighter. We're just like, yeah, it's kind of fun. The guy's like, I just lost $200,000.
Yeah, I'm never going to be a champion again. Thanks, dickhead.
Actually, did you see? On the theme of like this rehab season and everything, there in January they got the snooker over there, and they got Ronnie. So Ronnie O'Sullivan's over there right now because he's going to be playing soon, you know, because they got snooker. So Ronnie O'Sullivan's a big Tyson Fury fan, so he's going to be in the audience. But for the snooker last year, they introduced a golden bowl, and if you potted it, you get 500,000. But this year. No one actually got it last year, so this year they've upped it to 1 million, and it's I don't 100% know the rules, but it's something to do with if you pot, you know, these balls in a certain order, then they put a golden ball on the table, and if you pot that, you're just going to give you $1 million. So, but it's just funny, like you know, Saudi Arabia, they got all this oil money, they're just like introduce a new ball. You know?
Yeah, it's like those new gold balls on there.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know those gold is pretty heavy. We don't really want that in the. Do it
now. So
$1 million. Do it.
I could be right. Like actually, that tournament might be on at the same time as the fight because they've been interviewing Ronnie O'Sullivan, so he must be over there for the snooker. So maybe.
Yeah. Well, Saudi's got stupid money. Just stupid.
I hear I'm not into Formula One, but I hear they're building a Formula One track, but. I want to say...
And they've got the LIV, the golf tournament.
Yeah, they got the golf thing, yeah.
They bought, like, not bought, but they got Ronaldo in. They got a bunch
of... Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ronaldo for sure.
Players are all on, like, $250,000 a week.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to say with the F1, they're raising, like, the track or something is going to be above the ground.
Yeah.
So
and they just got the World Cup.
So yeah, that's right, yeah.
2036, I think it is, yeah.
And I think they were building some crazy kind of housing trench thing or something, like where, yeah. So it was crazy long or something like that. But yeah, just absolutely nuts.
Millions and billions and trillions of dollars.
Yeah, until the oil runs out and then no one goes there.
Golden ball.
Golden ball, yeah.
Do it. Want a giant golden ball in the middle of the desert. We're going to roll it down this giant trench.
You have to just find it in the sand. So, the golden ball. Yeah, but I guess the next time we'll chat, we'll be chatting about the Fury winner, and then.
I'm going to see Nosferatu next week.
Oh,
horror movie.
You're going to go see it?
I'm going to go see it. Okay. I know you probably won't see it because you're going to be a loser and spend Christmas with your family.
Yes,
loser. But I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay, right.
So maybe I'll do my own one-man podcast.
You could always just tell us your thoughts anyway.
Yeah, I can just do that too. Yeah.
I did.
I'm excited to see it because I like the director, I like the cast, and Lex Luthor's in it. I think he's got a small role in it.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that as well. And I did notice, not that I'm promoting pirating, but I was just looking at a certain site, and Kraven is already out. So you'll see that on the interweb somewhere. But yeah, so Kraven's already out there. So
yeah. Well.
I feel bad because I kind of like
that whole universe is done and dead.
Yeah. Well, I think they had a bunch of other stuff planned and they've just all cancelled it. That the film is bombed for sure. So.
Like when you're running, your track record is Morbius, Madam Web, and now Kraven.
Yeah.
Like, how many more failures do you need here? Okay.
And I want to say, because they had in the same universe they had Venom, but Venom 3 I don't think's done very well either. So.
No.
As if I can Venom horse. Like, what are you doing? So. To be fair, I don't mind the Venom films. They're not amazing by any. They're entertaining, but they're not like
the best part of the Tom Hardy.
Yeah. So the Tom Hardy.
Like the change in the world.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's floating around the web. So it's possible we could do a rant about that. It depends how.
Maybe I'll have like a crazy Christmas and watch Kraven the Hunter.
I'll jump on Silo though. I'll finish that off, and then try and do the Superman and Lois as well. So
yeah, I wouldn't recommend shotgunning it. It's a very emotional one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. So
it's really good.
How many seasons was that?
4 seasons. The fourth season is 10 episodes.
Oh, it's not too bad then. For some reason, I thought it was like maybe 7 or 8 seasons and longer, but there are 4 with only 10 to 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's like 12, and then the final season got cut down to 10. They had budget issues.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what happened. From what I gather, it was like it might have ended at the end of season 3, and then they said, no, you can get season 4, but you're gonna have a lower budget, so they kind of had to chop it. Make some concessions, but
well, like you said,
obviously I'm giving it away right away. I like it.
Yeah,
I want you to see it. I think you'll really like it too.
I saw season 1, so but it was a while back. I just need a little refresher on it, and I'll jump into season 2. So
nice. And Silo, catch up on that. That's
Silo I'll finish first. I'll do that first because that's within reaching distance. I know because I already started yesterday, and that's my kind of vibe of well, usually a film, but this is a TV show, so. Yeah.
All right. So we won't have a podcast next week, but when we come back the week after, hopefully you've seen Silo.
Yeah. We'll do a Silo thing, and we'll try.
I want to hear you talk about Silo season 1 before either of us watch season 2.
Yeah. And then we can jump into. Yeah, for sure. So. All right, guys. Cool. Well, it's been
everybody out there. A Merry Christmas.
Yeah. We'll be skipping next week, but then the week after we'll get going with Silo, and we'll see whether Fury's a winner, and we'll see all the hatred for Superman and this dog. So, or all the likes. I don't know, people. We'll see.
Nonsense. Everyone, look up.
Look up, exactly. So, all right. Thanks, guys.